Hey guys, welcome to another video here on Boxing Chat. Let's go ahead and get started. Yeah, Manny Pacquiao, there's a lot of wear and tear there. He's got a lot of miles on him. He's been through a lot of wars, and I think he should retire. I think it's time for him to hang him up because he looked he looked average. All you Pactards. I mean, I don't really like saying that word, but I mean it's true because as soon as your boy wins, you guys start talking all this shit. And disrespecting Bradley, disrespecting other fighters in the division. You know, Pacquiao got the win, but he didn't beat Bradley. Bradley beat himself by fighting like an idiot. When he was successful in the early rounds, he was looking really good. As soon as he hurt Pacquiao in those early rounds with that right hand, he kind of just banked on that shot, and he just kept throwing these wild haymakers left and right. He didn't strain on his punches, and he doesn't have the longest arms. He has pretty short arms, and for you to loop up your shots like that, you're gonna shorten them up by 5-6 inches. So of course you're gonna miss. You know, as I'm watching the fight again right now, you can definitely tell that Pacquiao is not trying to get hit anymore. He's not trying to take shots to give you four. He's not the same fighter anymore. You guys got to be honest. You know, you Pacquiao fanboys have to be honest. He's not the same Pacquiao, and the Pacquiao that we saw last night, I mean, he has no chance against Mayweather. Yes, I said it. He has no chance against Floyd. The way this Manny that fought Bradley has no chance against Floyd. Um, but if we see him fight again, if he decides to not retire and decides to fight the winner of Marquez Alvarado, you know, let's say he beats Marquez and he destroys Marquez and he looks sensational. Okay, then we'll see. Okay, well maybe it'll be a little more competitive. But the Pacquiao we saw last night, I think he would just get completely outboxed by Mayweather. Just the simple fact that, you know, Pacquiao is not trying to go in there and he doesn't want to take you out anymore. He does not have the fire anymore. He doesn't. He does not. Don't start. You know, you fanboys, don't start saying that. What are you talking about? Yes, he does. He has all the fire. He'll fuck anybody up. He doesn't. Stop it. He doesn't have the fire anymore. He didn't want to take Bradley out. I mean, you're talking about Bradley, who has 12 knockouts in 31 fights. He doesn't have power. He doesn't. He doesn't have power. He has probably one level of power higher than Malignaggi, and that isn't a lot of power either. And Pacquiao still was cautious. And Pacquiao, you know, he did get hurt too. So I mean, nah, I just don't see it anymore, guys. 5 years ago, I would have been totally on the other side, you know, saying, you know, Pacquiao would beat Floyd. But now today in present day, not anymore. Because Pacquiao's the type of fighter that you need to be young to fight that style he fought, because he was in a lot of wars, guys. I mean, there's a lot of wear and tear, a lot. If you guys sit here today and go back and watch the 2 fights with Barrera, the 3 fights with Morales, watch the 4 with Marquez, watch his other fights early on in his career. If you guys have the time, watch most of his fights, if you know, that are available here on YouTube. Watch them, and you're gonna see what I'm talking about. There's a lot of wear and tear, and at 35, you know, it's pretty much an end for Manny Pacquiao. I mean, I think he should retire. He had a hell of a career, and he was a joy to watch when he was in his prime, and he was exciting. And you know, I'm glad that I was around to see Pacquiao fight. You know, it was truly an honor, a privilege, and it was a hell of a run he had. But I just think it's time for him to hang him up, because he's not the same fighter, and in order for him to be successful, he has to be that fighter that he was back then. Um, but he's not anymore. So I just don't see. I mean, if anything, if Marquez wins next month, I could see him, fighting Marquez for kind of like payback, and then probably calling it quits. But you know, I just don't see him beating Floyd at this day and age. No, I don't think so. And let alone any of the other young lions that are at welterweight. But they're all pretty much all with Golden Boy, so you know those fights probably won't happen anyways. They're actually talking about another fight with him and Bradley, the third one. Depending on how the pay per views are, the numbers, you know, if it's more than 700,000, no, maybe if it's more like 750,000, 800,000, you can you can bet on it that there's gonna be a third fight. If it's a million, you can definitely bet there'll be a third fight this year, um, between them. But we'll have to wait and see in about a week. Um, but as far as Pacquiao being old, yeah, he's old now. Yeah, he looks pretty old. There was a lot of things that I saw in that fight that I really couldn't believe. Pacquiao, when Bradley was coming towards him, Pacquiao would back up a lot. He was getting Pacquiao was getting caught coming in with those overhand rights. He was getting caught coming in with some straight shots. For some reason, I don't know why Bradley stopped throwing them, but I think it had a lot to do with because he hurt Manny early on, so he kind of banked on that. Um, Pacquiao looked very cautious. Even when Bradley was up against the ropes, kind of taking shots, trying to be all macho, which was a big mistake. Manny, he just stopped throwing. He was connecting, but he was connecting and missing a lot. But when he was hitting Bradley, it was effective. But he kind of just stopped, and he kind of just you know he stopped throwing punches, and that has a lot to do with his age, and his stamina is not the same. But with that being said, it was a victory, and I give him credit for it. Not that my credit matters, but I'm just saying, he won, but he's not the same Pacquiao, and he didn't look sensational at all. Bradley pretty much beat himself, acting all tough, trying to prove something to everybody, that he's not afraid to take shots, and he was, defensive, but that's fine, but at least counter. If you're going to be so defensive, counter shots. He had a lot of opportunities to come with the overhand rights, with the uppercuts, which he was doing in spots, but he stopped. He was mostly just trying to avoid shots, trying to make Manny look bad. But to be honest, I just think Manny should just hang him up and call it a career. And, I think that's it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about the fight. Let me know what you guys think about Pacquiao. Should he keep going? Should he, you know, you know, go on and if he fight Mayweather? Does he have a chance against Mayweather? Will he destroy Mayweather? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, see you later.